Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a deeply personal and honestly a highly requested topic. We're going to be drawing on some really fantastic insights from Pride Palace to explore the signs that you might be non-binary. So whether you're exploring your own identity, maybe supporting a loved one, or you just love learning about the diverse human experience, let's dive right in. So, have you ever questioned your gender? I mean, it's a simple sentence, right? But it carries immense weight. For many people, identity just feels completely settled from day one. But if this question kind of lingers in the background for you, maybe it's just a faint whisper, or maybe it's a persistent loud thought, you are absolutely not alone. As Pride Palace beautifully puts it, understanding your gender isn't always simple, and it's not supposed to be, you know? Questioning is a completely normal ongoing journey. It isn't some puzzle that needs solving by the end of the day. Actually, scratch that, it's not a puzzle at all. It's something that just unfolds over time through your lived experiences and those gradual little moments of clarity. Section 1, Beyond the Gender Binary. Let's talk about expansive identity. Society typically teaches us this very rigid two-option system, right? Male or female. But what if your internal experience feels more like a wave, like much bigger, more expansive and fluid? If your internal reality doesn't neatly fit into a simple little checkbox, well, that is a massive sign. For some folks, this is a really quiet feeling, and for others, it's this inherent knowing that maybe just lacked the right vocabulary until now. Let me ask you this. Does the gender binary feel irrelevant or limiting to you? Like, instead of feeling like a warm, welcoming community that you just naturally belong to, do those strict traditional categories feel completely outdated? If you're constantly wondering why these categories get to dictate who you are in the first place, you're experiencing a very common sign of existing outside that binary. Okay, here is a really profound mindset shift. Questioning isn't confusion. It can actually be awareness. We so often frame questioning as being lost or confused, but questioning the necessity of rigid categories means you aren't confused at all. You're simply realizing that the map you were handed doesn't match the territory you're actually standing on. Section 2. Disconnecting from assigned labels. Finding your truth. This realization often leads to deep internal disconnects. First off, there might be a real discomfort with the gender you were assigned at birth. And that can range from a really subtle sense that something is just off, all the way to strong discomfort with certain pronouns. Second, you might have this feeling that neither man nor woman fully captures who you are. Or third, maybe you partially connect with masculinity or femininity, but feel entirely separate from both. Every single experience is different, and honestly, that's exactly the point. Section 3. Finding where you fit. Let's look at community and language. So, where do you feel most like yourself? Sometimes understanding your identity isn't just about how you feel when you're sitting entirely alone in a room. It's heavily influenced by your environment and, of course, the people you surround yourself with. For a lot of people, that true sense of self is found in gender-expansive or queer spaces. Feeling comfortable, seen, and truly understood among people who exist outside traditional norms, that is a highly meaningful sign. Being around others who don't conform inherently creates this amazing safe space for you to do the exact same thing. Never underestimate the massive power of language. Sometimes the absolute simplest sign is that the word non-binary just resonates with you. You might not fully understand why just yet, or even feel totally ready to claim it out loud. But if it feels closer to the truth of your experience, that is enough. You do not need to hand in a perfectly written thesis on your gender to justify feeling a connection to a word. Section 4. What non-binary looks like. Let's talk about diverse expressions. So, what does it look like? Well, there is no one fixed, correct way to be non-binary. It is identity strictly on your own terms. That means any pronouns and literally any presentation. Personal expression is so powerful, whether that's how you dress, how you introduce yourself, or simply surrounding yourself with affirming pride symbols. You never ever have to look a certain way to validate your internal identity. The queer and gender-expansive experience is incredibly multifaceted. Some folks strictly use the label non-binary, while others might align more with terms like gender fluid, agender, or intersectional identities. The sheer variety of pride flags in this space really just proves that the human experience is incredibly diverse. There's a symbol and a community out there for almost every single unique journey. Section 5. Your journey is valid. Let's wrap up with self-acceptance. As you reflect on everything we've just covered, I really want you to remember these vital takeaways. The signs we've discussed today, They're shared experiences meant to help you feel a little less alone. They are not a rigid checklist. Whether you relate to all of them or none of them, your identity is valid. You don't need to justify your identity to anyone, and you are absolutely allowed to explore, question, change, and grow. Ultimately, it comes down to one irrefutable truth. The only person who gets to define who you are is you. No article, no checklist, and certainly no outside observer can dictate your reality. The labels you choose, or hey, the labels you choose to completely ignore, are entirely yours. So, where are you on your personal journey? Whether you're just starting to question, whether you've known for years, or whether you're simply taking the time to understand others a little better, know that wherever you are, you're not alone. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I will see you next time.